Hi, my name is Sidney. I'm a coordinator here at Fluid. Just a disclaimer, I'm definitely not a makeup artist. I just like makeup. I like putting it on. I like how it makes me feel. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it, and hopefully you guys like it. So my face is already primed and prepped and brows already done. I start off with my eyes first. What I use for that is concealer. More advanced makeup artists usually have primer, like makeup eye primer. Concealer works just as good. I put them all over my lash lid, like this. I use a beauty blender just because it evens out the makeup around my eyelids. You can damp it. I don't like it. I don't like to wet it. And I just, once I'm done that, I use a setting powder, and this just the concealer lets it stay in place. I go back to the beauty blender and I dip it down like that. It looks freaky, but trust me, it works. So now I look like a crazy person with my eyes. I usually grab a big fluffy brush like this, just dust it off. So now that my eyes are all prepped and ready for, it has a base for my eyeshadow, I usually would, when I started doing makeup, I used a bronzer and just put that around my crease. But I moved on to palettes. So I use two types of brushes when I do my eyeshadow. I keep it super basic, super simple. I grab a blending brush and a flat brush. With my flat brush, I usually grab the base color first. So your base color is essentially your lightest colors that you use on your whole lid or just above your lid. So I will go here with this color right here. I tap the excess off because you don't want to put, you look crazy if you just put it all over your eyelid like that. And I just gently just stroke around my lids like this. Now that I have my base color, I go into my blending brush and I put this on my outer corners, and I would just grab usually a darker color. So I'll go with, I don't know, this one. And again, tap off the excess makeup because you don't want all that powder on your eye. And I just gently stroke it from the inner corner, or from the outer corners into your inner corners, like this. Now that my eyes are all ready to go, I move on to my face. So I use a primer, and a primer usually just evens out the skin tone, or the skin, usually that sometimes you have like open pores and stuff like that, and it doesn't blend well. It's like painting a wall or a canvas. So now that I've used primer, I just put it all over my face. And then I grab my foundation. So then when I'm doing my foundation, you don't want to touch your face. That's like the big thing, just because you don't want all of that oil and all that stuff in your hands onto your face. So just stick it like this, around my face like that. And I grab a brush and I just blend it. And now that I've evenly blended my makeup around my face, you conceal. So I just go like this into like a V shape, and I just go around. And a little tip of mine is with the eyeshadow, I go like this so that it makes more of like a nice little cut crease with my eyeshadow, and I just bring it down. And then same thing. Then I go back to my beauty blender and I just press down and I pat. So now that's all done, you want to set your concealer. So I go back onto my setting powder, and again, I use my beauty blender and I just set right under my eye. This helps it so the concealer doesn't crease underneath my eye. Look up so you don't miss any part of your eye. So I grab bronzer and I just bronze my cheekbones and my forehead or my temples. So you have to do like a duck face. essentially what you're doing is trying to make yourself look sculpted. The last thing that, well, I guess the second to last thing that I do is my favorite part is highlight. I love highlighter. It just leaves that dewy finish and I like to sparkle. So I usually grab the darker color and the white color and I just kind of go like that. I like to go above my brow and into my cheekbones. So I just go like this and I bring it down like this and I just blend. Wow. And then I also put highlighter on the bridge or on the tip of my nose and up top. I don't know, I just like it. It looks nice from far away. And I also like to put it in my inner corners. So for the inner corners, if you don't have a typical, like a tiny brush, you can use your fingers. I usually use it with my middle finger or my ring finger just because it's the warmth of my finger just applies the product better. I use a rounded brush. Grab that, tap that out, and then I blend. And then to set it, this is very important. A lot of people don't think this is a very important step. I think this is one of the most important steps because I just went through all this trouble to put makeup on and it's gonna melt off in like, I don't know, 3 hours, I think. I grab setting spray. Literally the best thing ever. And what I do is I just spray everywhere. I do it excessively, but I like my makeup to stay because I worked so hard on it. So yeah, that's the end of my makeup tutorial. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Follow us on Instagram at fluid.spa and follow me on Instagram at Sidney. Okay, bye.